share a smile with someone else. Everyone on a roll, step into another world. Turn it on, live it up, see for yourself. Feel it wherever you go. Get ready for the rush, now it's coming up. When you make a splash, then you make it last. If you're in the moment, then believe it, only you can make it last. Oh, make a splash. Make a splash. Make a splash. Play the role, do your part. Say it all from the heart. Sing out your melody, let's hear your song. See the fun in your eyes.
So today we're going to both be making cookies as a cookie off. So I'm going to make NYC chocolate chip cookies with Reese's Pieces and Milky Bar buttons.
And I'm making vintage cookies with caramel dairy milk and marshmallows.
We're both making them with different recipes, so we shall leave the links below.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Your marks.
Get set.
Go.
Now with the butter out, so we're going to melt it so it's easier to stir in. I've already melted my butter just so
It's a lot easier. So I now need 80 grams of light brown sugar, but I always use dropping the weighing scale. I always use dark brown because I always think it tastes better. A little bit over because it always gets stuck to the side. Need 8 grams of just ordinary sugar. Around 8. So now I'm going to mix the butter, the brown sugar and the ordinary sugar together. So it looks like. Should be putting vanilla extract in, but we don't have any, so we're just going to skip that step.
So I've melted my butter now and I use the light brown soft sugar. I find it's better than Tia's dark brown one, but we shall see. Scissors.
So I'm going to win. I'm always
Where's the scissors?
the best cookie maker, and since it's my kitchen she doesn't know where anything is.
So 100 grams of the light brown muscovado sugar, 125 grams of melted butter. Use unsalted for my recipe and salted for Tia's.
Salted adds the extra flavour.
Bicarbonate soda too. 75 grams of normal granulated sugar.
I just add a teaspoon, just a little bit. And then flour. Instead of plain flour, I use spelt wholemeal flour because it just makes them taste a lot better. So I need 225 grams.
So then mix all this together. Now we've only got one beater, which Tia has already stolen. So I'm having to use a whisk. So hopefully it will still be as good.
A bit fluff out.
No, it's a race.
To win. So I'm just gonna gradually add the flour and mix it in. Well, if it is a race, it's a race you're losing. Did you just jump off the shelving?
No.
Crunchy cookies.
No shell. Skill.
She's blaming her whisk for the lack of cookie skills that she's got.
Because usually I would have like 2 beaters, not one, where one person can use it.
Oh, it's only usually me baking in here.
mine, I use 300 grams of plain flour, or this one's spelt flour and wholemeal, I think, but it all tastes the same, roughly. I'll add the flour to mine and whisk it because Tia's got the beater, so who knows how it'll turn out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Excuses.
It's not excuses, it's just a thief.
I've got obviously some caramel chocolate, and I've also got some buttons to make it extra chocolatey. And then once they've been in for a few minutes, I add marshmallows.
Right, let me have the beater. Half teaspoon of bicarbonate soda in there, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder in there.
Oh no!
I forgot.
I forgot to put baking powder in.
Now whose cookies are gonna be better?
It's not that important.
Yes.
No. Do you want the beater or not?
Yeah, I do. Thief. Dry it though. I don't want water.
I'm not gonna give you a bubbly beater. Could I have the baking powder for you, please?
You can put it in now. See, I just know these things. So now I've got the beater, I can actually beat everything together rather than trying to whisk it. That was not working.
Well, a true baker would be able to work with whatever they have. Okay, so that's all mixed in. That's my toe you standing on, thank you very much. Put it up into the mixture. And I really hope the caramel melts well inside the chocolate.
Have you not done caramel ones before?
No.
Oh. That'll be fine.
I like to make different choices.
I've not done Reese's Pieces ones before, so...
I didn't want to be the same old boring ones.
Yeah, I try and do different chocolate, each same recipe but with different chocolate.
And a few giant buttons just to get more chocolate.
Don't eat them now. Leave them for baking. Doing all the mixture now, so all that's left is to add the chocolate. So I have got 2 bags of Reese's Pieces and a bag of Milky Way buttons. So I'm going to mix them in now.
Added my chocolate into there, so I'm now going to just use a bit of kitchen roll and butter my trays and then start baking. I'm going to need a new tray.
It smells really peanut butter. Tia greasing the trays to within an inch of the life. Don't want them to stick.
We're doing different recipes, so Courtney's have to go in the freezer. Unlike mine, I can bake mine straight away, so I've got my trays ready.
I don't really know why they go in the freezer. It's just what recipe says to do, and every time I've made them so far, they've turned out pretty good. So I just pack them literally to death with the chocolate, and then they should, I think, weigh about 150. That might be a bit big. I'm not sure. About 120. This is what I did last time.
I don't even weigh mine, I just make mine into little balls.
I'm following Jane's recipe, Tia.
That could be so big.
Jane knows, right? Don't diss Jane's methods. They work.
I'm not dissing Jane.
It's still too big. Slightly.
Anyway, while Courtney's making that, here's mine. So I've got obviously caramel squares and buttons in, and then after they've been in for about 5 minutes, I'll add some marshmallows and they'll be more like s'mores.
Roughly.
What? We're just comparison size of my fist, the size of the cookies.
And they get bigger when they're in the oven. So, I wanted to do it thinking, it says 120 recipe, and I did them once and didn't read it, and it was like 160, I think they were. They were like bigger than my face, and I've got quite a big head. I think recipe makes 8, but so like halfway, and then I put them in the freezer for a bit, and then cook them for like 10 minutes. But yeah, they're pretty good.
I'm going to start putting mine on the tray.
So I've just put them in a tub for now, and then they will go in the freezer for about half an hour before I put them in the oven. Tia's still making the balls, but for reference, if you look at one of my size ones and then Tia's, so that's the difference, but you'll see when they're cooked.
I've got mine ready into the little balls, and I'm going to put them in now for about 5 minutes each. And then I'll take them out, and then I'm going to put some marshmallows on top, and then I'll put them in for another 10 minutes, and then...
So, as always with baking, you've got to try some of the stuff before it's even cooked, and there's some what you've not put into cookies, isn't there? So,
load of chocolate
and bits of cookie dough, which means we get it.
They're good.
Yeah, good.
So now they've been in a bit, I just put a few marshmallows on top. Because usually if you put them in the mixture, they tend to get burnt out, like that.
Let's just put them on top.
So I put them on top so they don't get us, and you can like squish them in. And fill up. So they're quite small, and then they're just going to go back in for another about 6-7 minutes.
So Indiana likes to share in the baking too. Don't you, Indy?
You're a little cookie monster, aren't you? Eh?
Look
You
at
like
her face.
these cookies? Eh?
Obviously, we only give her a little bit,
No more.
but she does like them.
This is for me.
So that is the cookies done. So, or out of the oven. So these are my take on them. So they're the NYC chocolate chip with Reese's Pieces and Milky Bar buttons. And then these ones are Tia's. So they are s'mores ones with dairy milk caramel and buttons as well. Cadbury's buttons.
Yeah, and marshmallows.
And marshmallows.
From
So-
BBC Good Food.
We shall try those later on.